Okay, we're back. Yeah, we're back. Okay. Nice, yeah. Smiley face. Okay. Okay, we are back. Yeah, I guess we can't talk about that because the stream will get shut down, so let's not, I don't know where I cut out, but I know I cut out. Wasn't anything too particular, important or enlightening, in my opinion, so, you know. I think we were talking about the plebs being controlled. Yeah. Oh, the fights this weekend? I forgot about that. Let me check. Is this Islam and what's his name? The other fighter I don't know, but I still want him to beat this Dagestani dog. Let me look. Oh yeah, Della Maddalena. What a name. Madison Square Garden. Okay, that's dope. Yeah, of course I want Jack to win. I think Svenchenko's going to win. I think I'm pulling for Sean Brady because he's American. I don't think Leon Edwards is going to win because he's lost his magic. I think Dariush and Dennis is going to be a good fight. I don't like the French at all. I never root for them, but he is pretty good. He'll probably win, but I still want this American guy to win, Dariush. I think Bo Nickel's overrated, and this Brazilian guy is going to beat him. Roman Kopilov, isn't he that guy? He's got like one eye or something. I think he's going to win. These two women, I don't know who they are. I don't really care who wins. Not going to watch it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care about this other card. But yeah, those are my picks. Those are my picks. Crazy High was at 8 viewers, and then I dropped out, and then it's like now I have like half. Yeah. So, let's see here. Very hateable. Yeah, I don't hate him, but oh, yeah, I don't think that guy's a fed. To put it bluntly, shortly, you love a little tribalism. Yeah, camel milk is quite similar to human milk. I thought that was interesting. My coworker wants to keep goats. I thought it was supported by and some good raw goat milk cheeses, butters. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of goat butter because they don't have a lot of high fat. The goats are not high fat. Maybe some goats are more high fat than others, but um, yeah, goat milk is, I guess, maybe pretty good if you get it fresh. I've just had a raw farm goat milk. It was disgusting. It was pretty bad. So, not the best person to ask. Never had a good experience with goat milk. My one experience was not good. So, yeah, camel is probably better than goat milk. I mean, a lot of things are probably better than goat milk. It's the bar's on the floor with goat milk. So, yeah, maybe if the goat's diet was better, but they kind of eat everything, like all kinds of plant matter. So, Instagram is kind of garbage, honestly. I don't know. Although, cat, if you're looking to like a lot of it's really easy to get thousands of followers on Instagram if you're a girl and you eat raw meat. It's that easy. You can get like 10, 12K like in a matter of 2 months. It's stupid easy. And then you can have a bunch of simps donating to you. Be a nice little stream, cash stream, a side hustle for you. So, just saying. Not saying you have to, but I'm just saying, you can. You probably know. You're probably a smart girl. You probably get that. Um, yeah, just being a chud like me. No one cares. No one cares about a chud like me. Old chuddy. Except for you guys. Yeah, I'd have to imagine that the cheese is probably better than the milk. When dairy ages, something magical happens. So I can see that. I can vibe with that. Hmm. Where'd my chat go? 5 viewers, 6 viewers, 1 like. It's wild to think if you did the same content for a chick, you'd have an insane following. Yeah. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. I like the more relaxed channels. Primalism channels, non-pretentious, down to earth. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you try to do content and appeal to the lowest common denominator, you have to water down your content and ham it up. I don't really want to do that. I'm not really good at doing that. Let's see here. Do I personally use the clay? Nowadays, mostly topically. Actually, almost exclusively topically. I have some very good clay from Burke's Garden. At the Primal Diet Conference, we had, there's a creek that runs pretty close to the center where the event is. And, I go swimming in there, bathing really. And there's really nice clay there. It's really nice, thick, dark gray clay. And I've used it. I had this huge rash detox on my legs, my groin, my thighs. And it was just itching like terrible. It was the worst rash I had in ages. And I put the clay on it one night and it got like 50% better. And then it got like 20% better after that, after I did it again. And yeah, I've been using it as a clay mask when I take baths sometimes when I can be, bothered to do it, and I've shaved my beard or cut my beard off. Internally, like I haven't needed to use it, so I don't use it. Maybe I have once or twice for maybe I had some nausea or something, or some really bad something. Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah. It's over for goat cells who only eat pink slime ground beef. Yeah. It was over the minute it started for them. Yeah. Also, all that packaged ground beef is frozen. Like, it gets shipped frozen. So, you're not getting, just because it's fresh when it's in the store case or whatever, doesn't mean it was shipped fresh. It probably wasn't shipped fresh. A lot of it isn't. You can tell, mostly in like the Bell and Evans chickens, which are shipped fresh, but on the trucks or on the lower levels of the displays, it gets colder and that can freeze. And you can tell if it froze because the water expands, so the packaging will be a little loose. So you gotta watch out for that. Poison ivy washed with clay. Yeah, that's a good one. Using urine also works well. Do urine first and then clay. I would do that. I don't watch this content for advice, really. I enjoy hearing what others have to say, though. Sometimes I do get some new ideas that resonate with me. Just enjoy interesting humans. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Well, the name of the channel is what it is because that's mostly what the channel is. Maybe I'll change it. But yeah, like that was the purpose of this channel specifically for years. Because honestly, there's only like maybe 2,000 people who actually do the diet in the US. And there's maybe actually only 10,000 people in the whole world who actually do like the primal diet. So it's a very niche thing. And I'm not, like, that's what I said. That's why I don't do the common denominator thing. I just kind of focus on my niche and dominating my niche. But to maybe branch out a little bit, I might start doing some things. Like you can see, I'm upping my thumbnail game. I'm learning how to do thumbnails on this program called GIMP, which is very intuitive, very easy to use. I've kind of gotten the hang of it. So it'd be nice if I could just hire someone to do my thumbnails, or trade, like they could be in the school for free and they'll do my thumbnails, and you can get free consults or discounts or free forms for hurt shares. I don't know. So those are not mutually exclusive. Louis Kangami was Augenus's best friend, and he was Augenus's first client, his first guinea pig. He's 80 years old, and he's on the diet. He's been on the diet for many years, probably the longest to anybody. Awanza is also in that age range, and she has been on the diet. She said that a moon spirit told her she should drink coffee, so she added coffee into her diet. But she said, we video chatted her at the conference, and she said she's been on the diet like 99% for her life. You know, and she was supposed to die in 6 weeks when Augenus met her, and she's still alive, and she seemed like very vibrant and with it for being 79 years old. Yeah, I'd say like Phoenix and Jeff Slay. There's this guy, his name's Steve, and he comes to the conference. He was on the diet, I think, a year or two before Phoenix. But a lot of those people ran in the same crowd because they were in an eco-village or something, some commune, and then Augenus came out and stayed there with them and got a bunch of people on the diet there. Yeah. Self-maxer school protocol for hair regrowth and strength. Yeah, I mean, do you know? I mean, what does he say to do? Like, if you joined it, you had to have read it. I mean, what is it? It's egg wash and fats in the scalp, and scalp massaging and dry brushing. I mean, it's all kind of the same stuff. I don't really think there's anything unique in that vertical for hair, you know? I mean, you must have read through it. I mean, is there anything new you haven't seen before? Phoenix is, he owns primaldiet.net and manages primaldiet.net. He is the owner of that now, and he's kind of like the main guy, and I'm in his words, his right hand man. So we kind of are, you know, organizing and building the Primal Diet community, doing the conference. He does health coaching and things and relationship coaching as his job, along with working with Amos Miller. He does some marketing for him and helping his farm in Virginia there. And yeah, he's a busy guy. He's got, you know, his kid's 5 and he's 60. And, you know, he doesn't look like he looks like he's in his 40s. It's pretty crazy. Louis Kangemi, yeah. I think it was pretty vegetarian, yeah. I think it was. I don't know. I'm kind of curious about Ben to enlighten us about Self-Maxer's school protocol for hair. Because, I mean, like, what do? You wash your egg, boar bristles, brush. I should buy one of those. I'm just not into brushing. The other thing too is my hair. Like when I cut my hair really short, it looks worse. But then as my hair grows out, it looks better. So yo, Xander, what's up? Herbals and oils. Yeah, I saw. I think he has like a free PDF of everything, and then he has the school. I don't know. I mean, everyone's got a school. The stream failed earlier. We were under attack, so I reconnected the stream. So we reconnected. I wasn't sure how to, because I mean, I still had everything running, but when I reconnected, it didn't seem to let me keep broadcasting, so I just booted up a new stream. Does your school have a EMF guide? I'm working on it. I'm working on the low tox living and like guide, healthy living guide. The EMF guide is pretty simple, right? Like stay away from EMF. Like don't do this. Don't sleep near outlets. Don't live within a mile of a cell phone tower. You know, there's like graphite paint you can buy that blocks EMF. You know, buy a meter and do some readings around where you live. The difference between like EF and RF. I'm trying to see if others got progress from this stuff too and talk about feel directly to brainstorm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I really just think like a lot of that stuff is, you know, I don't know. The one thing I haven't tried is the chicken lamp on the head, which may be a good idea for the winter because it seems a little cozy. But yeah, I think another reason too is like in my video I just posted the calcium phosphorus ratio in the blood. There was a woman I used to see in a lot of Ajna's videos. She's taking a bite of high meat in the Ripley segment. Wonder what she's up to now. I don't know. Scalp inflammation leading to scalp tension seems to be the biggest factor. Hair follicle shrinkage and loss. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know, man. Like, I get folliculitis, you know, like, I get a lot of pimples on my scalp. It comes and goes, but, you know, it just, yeah. Scalp inflammation. The inflammation's healing. I also read something about how people have more robust scalps. Like my scalp is naturally, it just feels kind of tight. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of fat around it. So I think that could be a cause too. And it's like, well, how do you develop that? How do you develop that sponginess, that adipose tissue around the scalp to protect it? Like, where does that come from? So that's probably something you develop in the womb or in childhood. And yeah, I mean, I was on a low fat diet when I was a kid pretty much because that's what the rage was. So Months of consistency. Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, I mean, I've had some hair loss, but my scalp has never felt sore. Like maybe sometimes if I had a sore, like a pimple or something, like right here when I touch it, because I had something I popped the other day, um, especially like where the lymphs are. But I don't have any hair loss back here. Like I don't have any hair loss in those areas. It's just like up here where I don't really have that. If it makes you feel better, I was on the worst diet as a kid. No, it doesn't, but thanks. Yeah, I've been rubbing the butter and the bone marrow on my scalp. Like the skin will take that stuff in. So I think that's kind of helping. I don't know, you guys can see better than me. So, yeah, a lot of stress. So, I mean, of course, I have this. I just took a bath. My hair's kind of wet. And I have these fats in. Um, but when my hair dries, it doesn't look as sparse. Yeah. I mean, if I lose my hair, it's not the end of the world. Because I've got this. I got a pretty decent side profile, all things considered, so. And symmetry. So, it's not that bad. But, like, I'm already old anyway. I'm like 35, so. Whatever. Whatevs. What happened to my computer? Oh, the screen changed. That was unexpected. So it is what it is. Honestly, if I did have hair, I wouldn't really grow my hair out anyway because it's just a lot of work. I don't like it. I don't like the work. Uh, because you wake up, you got to comb your hair, you got to fix your hair, you got to cut it so it stays, within a certain parameter. But if you just do this, it's so much easier. And I've had like long hair before. I didn't really notice anything. It didn't make me more attractive. Yeah, I mean, I did read an article about this. Oh, I did a video on it too. They use plant oils in Taiwan to regrow um, hair on mice. And some guy was using it on his leg and hair grew back. So, and I've seen people, they get stem cell injections into the scalp. So, I don't really think it's going to be a big deal in a few years, honestly. They're going to have to come up with something. Like, especially, I mean, just like put AI on it, you know what I mean? Like, that can find some gaps, connect some dots. Vegan diet speed run hair loss for so many. Take black pill. We don't deserve. What do you mean, Andrew? I think he's just being facetious. Unless God takes that away. No, I wouldn't do the hair transplants because I don't think those always take. So, and like, say you get a hair transplant in some places, but like, then what happens to the rest of your hair? Like if you're going to lose all this and you put a hairline in up here, up to here, you're still going to lose this. So, I'm just going to keep massaging my scalp. which I don't know. I feel like, is this the right way to massage your scalp? Yeah, it feels very tight up here for sure. I don't even know how to make it looser. Like, this is it. Like, that's like how much. Maybe hanging upside down would help, but robotic scalp massager, yeah, with red lights. He's bald in the back, and you can tell he had a transplant. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you lose your hair, it's just one less thing to worry about. I'll go bald and I'll just grow a huge beard then, you know. I can barely pinch my skin. Like that's yeah, too much. I do have too much tension. But I don't even know how do you get rid of that? I don't even think there's a way to get rid of that. Unless you just like stretch your skin. I don't know. I guess it could look into like different oils and stuff. Maybe that's the way to do it. You know, which isn't raw, but if you're not eating them, you're just applying them. You know, it's not a big deal. And I know there's the peppercorn formula, which irritates. Maybe like hot peppers, like hotter peppers, would create more um, like blood flow to that area to the scalp, and that might help them grow. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing. I'd be curious to see if there's any derma stamping in Self-Maxer's protocol. Yeah, it's probably also like stretching the face as well because that's all connected. So there's a good series about this on YouTube. Yeah, just do some scalp massaging while I live stream. Yeah, it's way tight up here, dude. I can even feel it. It's crazy. Yeah, that's no bueno. Yeah, but how do you get rid of scalp inflammation? Is that just like stress? I don't know. Doesn't really even seem possible. Group scalp sesh. You betcha. What I learned feature. Yeah. It's an awful lot of work to do to keep your hair, man. Hmm. Diet stress. Yeah, I mean, it's like I already have a really good diet. I don't have a lot of environmental toxins. Stress, yeah. I mean, everyone's got stress. I don't do any shampoo though. I haven't used shampoo in 10 years. No, freaking 13 years. We have been doomed from our parents, to be honest. We gotta reverse all the genetic damage too. Yeah. Yep. It's a shame, but it is what it is. Yeah. I'm checking out my side profile. Yeah, the light also makes it like I can't get a shadow. I'm trying to get a shadow here. Yeah. Yeah, it goes like up to here on my fingers. Rosemary oil for hair growth? Go for it. I've heard good things. I've even seen decent things. I might give it a try. Um, I don't really think it's a big deal to do that on the scalp because you're not ingesting it, you know? So as long as you're applying it, you know, sparingly to the scalp, I think it's probably all right. Well, what's up, Poof Lab? Not much. I'm just chilling. We're talking about hair loss. We're brainstorming hair loss. Primal brain trust on hair loss. We don't know what we're going to do. Long and short of it is what it is. Well, one less thing to deal with in life, I suppose. I mean, I like keeping my hair short because it's easy. I can just wake up and go. I don't have to brush my hair. I don't have to stop or whatever. Hair's the last part of the body to get nutrients. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Um, yeah. I think I've noticed a difference with the butter and bone marrow in the scalp, and I leave it in for like a day or two, because it like stays in there. My hair stays kind of greasy for like more than a day, um, and I have been massaging it a little more, but I don't really think that does anything. Rob English. Let's check out Rob English. So yeah, give that a try. The red lamp, the chicken lamp, is something I would like to investigate too. Perfect hair health. Yeah, his hairline looks really good. Rosemary oil. He's got a short hair about it. Who asked about this? Karika. Yeah, the scalp shake technique. The scalp shake. What is this? Start with a basic massage. Place both hands circular. Oh, I see. Yeah, that feels good. The squeeze or pinch. This is the pinch. The scalp shake. With the scalp shake. Firmly grasp your scalp. Hold on, take these glasses off. Scalp shake. Okay. 10 minutes daily. I would be interested to know where the best rosemary oil is, though, for your hair. The plant oils have a different kind of fat. I guess it's a different kind of fat that might work better for the hair follicles in the skin in some way. Monosaturated fats, I believe. Sunflower oil. Just go watch the video. I linked the article, I'm pretty sure. What is the chicken lamp? It's a brooding lamp for chickens, for chicks. It's an infrared lamp. It's a big bulb. Comes with a little, what do they call that? Like backdrop reflector. And yeah, it just like puts out infrared heat. I will say grease for a day, but yeah, increasing absorption would be key. Heard it has to do with neck tension. Yep, I think neck tension is also a big part of that as well, which can also tie into the jaw as well, I think. Rosemary is the natural alternative to minoxidil. They both increase blood flow to the follicles, yeah. Yeah, most of these essential oils are garbage. Yeah, yeah, finding a good rosemary one would be... I've used those lamps for reptiles. Yeah, same thing. It's the infrared that helps the cells, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it would be interesting to see what happens here. Yeah, I'm just going to keep 10 viewers, 3 likes. Wow. That's a good ratio. You know, we're talking about ratios the last stream, calcium to phosphorus. I don't want too many likes, because then that might siphon off the views. Kind of like how if you have too much phosphorus, it'll siphon off the viewers. You know what I mean? It'll siphon off the calcium, I mean. My ex had this red bulb in her bathroom, and it felt so good in the winter, so warm. Yeah, I don't know about putting those in sockets, like house sockets, fixtures, because the infrared use a specific wattage, and those fixtures are only rated for certain wattages. That's how fires can happen. I also ordered some red tape, so I can red tape LED lights that are fixed, like lights and clocks, fixed lights around the house with the red tape, so it's not going to reduce the flicker, but it will reduce the blue light, so that will be good. Yeah, and a lot of people ask me about wearing glasses and using flux. I do both, because it makes a difference. Because there's stuff that doesn't get filtered out with the flux, and then there's stuff that this filters out double, so it really makes a big difference. So I'd recommend wearing these like all the time at night, especially at night. Like I drive with these, so which I think, you know, the blue light may be another reason about hair loss. You know, maybe just like the stuff getting on your skin is not good. Does something to your skin? Heck, I don't know. Boy, howdy. Yeah, that sounds nice. They're kind of expensive. I mean, because you need the fixture and the light, and it's probably like 20 bucks for both of them. I mean, together. So that's the one thing I want to work on as a guide for healthy living, things like that. Maybe start an Amazon affiliate links. I don't have Yeah, I had to look into setting that up. Hmm. Yeah, we'll put that on the list. Yeah, chat's slow now though. What's going on, guys? Everybody's looking at massaging their scalps. What if the missing key was just our mentality? Well, I think that's part of it too. You know, I say to myself, I saw this exercise on, it's probably TikTok, and I've seen other people do it, and they say, I believe something amazing is going to happen. You know, just say that every day. I believe something amazing is going to happen today. And then when you go to bed, say, I believe something amazing is going to happen to me tomorrow. When you wake up, say, I believe something amazing is going to happen to me today. And funny enough, I've been doing that, and good things are happening every day. Not that good things happen all the time every day, you have to realize that, but, you know, like some days I get oysters really cheap. Some days gas is cheap, and other days people send me money, and you know, some days I find a good deal on something I need, and some days it's just nothing bad happens, and you know, every day there's just something that's good, you know. So yeah, I mean, definitely visualizing that is important. It will also reduce stress at the end of the day, which tension. I mean, I have a lot of that. So the scalp massaging stuff is promising, because if you can get the scalp moving and looser, it'll be less tight. I would probably guess 50% of my hair thinning issues come from a tight scalp, because I could hardly pinch it, and it just feels so tight. And people saying that, I mean, I believe it. So eating more fats is important. You gotta eat more butter. I've been eating a lot of cream lately. I've really been digging grapefruit and cream. Grapefruit and heavy cream with a little honey. It's so good. It's like my favorite fruit meal right now. Steak and Butter Gal has a code for bond charge. That's what I used to get on my blood blocking in my Voltron. Got some night lights and a book light. Yeah, I mean, like, all the red light glasses or the blue light blockers are the same. They're all made of the same material. And these were $20, and they're just as good as any other red light blocker. Um, so, you know, a lot of that stuff you find through influencers is going to be more expensive, just saying. You know, I always like to save people a few bucks. Um, when I do charge money, it is worth it for something like for the herd share form. You know, that's something that I'm pretty firm on the price. I mean, if you buy both forms, I'll give them to you both for $100. But like, yeah, I mean, I put a lot of time into that, and it's a very niche thing. So, and the farmer, you know, this is just kind of extra business for him. He doesn't really like need this business. He kind of wants to expand into it. So if it takes a little longer, it takes a little longer. I'm not losing anything from it. So, and you know, like I said earlier, I don't want to become a middleman for somebody and add cost to somebody like recurringly. Maybe that's how we'll have to do it. So instead of like $3.85 or $6 a pound or $11 a pound for food, it'll be $4.85 and $7 and $8 and $12. So I get like $1 a pound every time someone buys meat. It's a little more work for the farmer and a little more work for me accounting wise, but you know, what causes that? Is it from youth? Tight scalp? Probably. A lot of different factors: youth, growth, jaw development, neck development, posture, just how you're wired, trauma. Dave Asprey's True Dark are the only true blood red glasses. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but these work plenty good. You know, they work plenty good. Because I fall asleep on the couch and I watch anime. So, yeah, these block 99% of the light. There's here, but there's some space around, but these are like very good. How much are Dave's glasses? I've seen these before. Or I've seen similar ones. Oh, yeah. $150. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, these are 20 bucks. I mean, for 20 bucks, for 100 bucks, is it really worth it? I don't think so. Are you red, yellow, or orange? I can't tell with the lights. My glasses, these are like orange. They're like a strong orange. Extreme allergy from raw milk. I'm just eating raw meat, raw eggs, raw seafood, and well water. What's your opinion? That's pretty good, but I would do vegetable juice if you have it, especially if you have a dairy allergy, because just watch my video. I just released a video about the calcium and phosphorus ratio in the body and why that's important. Dairy is something that's very important to balance that with the phosphorus. You get a lot of phosphorus from eating meats, so it's upsetting your calcium bond. So you're getting too much phosphorus that's pulling calcium from your bones and your teeth. So you need vegetable juice with leafy greens like beetroots and tops, kale, spinach with parsley. I'd probably say for you, just off the cuff, 50% celery juice, 15% parsley. No, maybe 60% celery juice, 15% parsley, and 15% leafy greens and beets. Like beets, roots, and tops. Yeah, easy 10%, 15%. And then you could do like radishes or turnips with the tops, 5%. I would do that. Do I ever use hot sauna? No. While inflammation is a good healing thing, I think the problem is areas like our scalp inflamed all the time healing, so that's constant stress and a factor for overproduction of DHT. Yeah, probably. Yeah, these are orange. Orange reddish. But they really work, man. I'll tell you what. Like when I was out driving, like I can't drive without these at night. I can't stand it. I can't stand being around LED lights anymore without these. And I'm tired. I get tired. Like I used to remember several years ago, I'd watch TV and I'd have a lamp on, and I noticed the lamp was keeping me up, so I turned it off. But the TV is still even a little bit. But now it's like nothing, no problem. Whey and veggie juice is amazing. Interesting combination. How does that make you feel, Giannis? How does that make you, your stomach? Does it digest well? I've heard of people doing urine therapy and curing their lactose intolerance, but I don't know. That's just anecdotal stuff. Kind of an interesting thing. Yes, wonderful. Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't think to mix those because it seems counterintuitive, but I don't know. What's your proportions? I'd be interested to know. Wow. Hold on, I need to send this message. Um, hold on, guys. Thank you for your patience. I'm coming. I just have to paste this. Okay. Resident Raw tragedy. That's why he stopped uploading. I've heard he's alive. So I've heard he's alive. It's been confirmed through two people. So if that's the rumor, first the rumor was somebody told me that the cartels tortured him to death, and they uploaded the video. And I was like, no, I don't think that's real. So I asked someone who knows him in real life, and he said, no, he's okay. So he may, maybe it was an attempt that went wrong. 3 ounces of whey for 8 ounces of vegetable juice, like Audrina says. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll have to try that. Yeah, I drink normal temperature raw milk and still strong allergies. I'll start vegetable juices. What is your opinion on well water? Yeah, well water is okay, but it might have a little... If the well water leaves a brownish hue, orange hue, like in containers and stuff, it's very high in iron. This isn't really good. So if this is the case, you want to put your well water through a filter to filter out the excess iron. Then that would be better to drink. That's just racist because he's Cuban. Oh, message retracted. Something happened to him. Nobody's really sure. But it was something tragic enough where he hasn't been posting. He hasn't been active in the school community. Yeah, I don't know. Thoughts and prayers to the guy. But, that's... Doesn't sound like a good situation. That's why you don't... I'm not saying it was because of this, but I know he was very vocal about doing drugs. And, yeah, don't do drugs, kids. It's bad. So... Yeah, no, I don't think he's burnt out. I think something happened to him. Because, I work 3 jobs. I'm burnt out. But I still do this. You know, this is kind of like a hobby for me. So I can't imagine, especially when he has, you know, monetary incentive, that he would just stop. Wool clothing. Yeah. I mean, it depends on how it's stitched. You could have wool pants or something, you know, which would be okay. But yeah, wool is definitely more of a winter clothing. But you know, if it's knitted thin enough, you could get away with stuff in the summer. I have some. It's not real wool; it's smart wool, which is wool mixed, a wool blend. I only wear that when I go fishing though, and it's really cold, and I know my feet are gonna get wet because it helps. So yeah, I like cotton. I'm a cotton guy all year round because cotton's, if you layer it up, it's warm. If you layer it down, it's cool. I do have a cashmere scarf that's very nice, very warm, very soft. Big fan of that in the colder months. Leather jacket. Um, you know, I'm more of a hood guy than a hat guy. So no, thank you. Little white dots on their skin. Well, it depends. Where do you mean, Derek? White dots under the skin here would be microplastics, according to Ogenus. Is what a lady told me. Ogenus told her at a workshop. A lot of primal diet influencers just disappear. Yeah, it's mostly because they don't do the diet. Um, they don't do the diet. A lot of people start this diet because they think they can get clout, they can get, um, you know, famous, and they think it's really going to help their health. But then they hit a detox. That's probably why like half the people quit the diet is because they hit a detox and they're like, oh no, this is scary, this is too hard, I'm not going to do this. And it's really their own fault because they don't read the books. They're not actually doing the diet right. So, you know, the detoxes are much worse. Or they do things to bring on a detox when they're not ready. And then they stop doing it and they say, oh, the diet didn't work. So um, that's a big reason why. I mean, I think in terms of like primal dieters or people who eat raw meat, it's like Derek Nance, Wes Rowe, and me. We're like the longest people on social media. Derek Nance stopped posting though. Wes Rowe also kind of stopped posting as well. Oh, Bobin. Yeah, I forgot about Bobin. I think Bobin's been doing it just as long as me. Maybe a little bit longer. Maybe a year or two longer, but I don't know for sure. Um, Bobin, yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah. Yeah, I've invited him to meetups and stuff, but he's a little antisocial. I don't think he's a bad guy. He's just kind of a strange bird. Um, I'd like to train with him though. That'd be fun. White dots on the neck. Probably the same microplastics, like on the neck here. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of that. Maybe like right here, a little bit. They do go away. They do pop out of the skin. That's probably one right here. I can't see. Well, it's all red light anyway. You're not going to see shit. So. Nine viewers, 5 likes. Nice. Yeah. Bobin, he was supposed to fight. He was supposed to do a bare knuckle fight. And unfortunately got canceled. He said the person who was managing the fights, or the matchmaker, the other guy chickened out at the last minute. Which I don't blame him, man. Bobin's a beast. Like, getting in the ring with that, like, primal force of nature is crazy. Exercising 3 times a week, 30 minutes doing exercises. Yeah, it's good. I would add in wall stands, though. Because wall stands are going to make you very strong. And it's a good full body exercise. So the wall stands are very good. And then you can do those on your hands, you can do them on your fists, and then you can do them on your fingers. And then you can do push-ups on your hands. I used to do push-ups on my hands, my fists, and fingers. I actually got up to 3 fingers. I could do handstand push-ups on 3 fingers. I could do 1. Opinions on urine. It's good for the skin. I wouldn't be too crazy about drinking it, honestly, but I think there could be some therapeutic uses for it. I've read about anecdotally. But it's not an area of my expertise. I'm not. Oh, I gotta do that. I gotta do that too. Gotta do that. I use urine on my skin when I need to quite often, on my scalp. That's the other thing for hair health, Ben. I think urine is good for the hair. Doing an egg mask and then washing it with urine, I think would be very good. I did that a couple days ago, and my hair, I feel like it looks better just after doing that. And I have been doing the bone marrow in the butter, so yeah. I actually have a bunch of bone marrow I haven't eaten yet. And I'm really thinking about just converting that into butter bone marrow mix for the scalp, honestly. Because I used to have an appetite for it, such an appetite for it, but I really don't. So, I mean, if you are rubbing it into your skin, you are getting it in your body, so, you know, that's one way. Which is what kind of concerns me about the essential oils. You can make it yourself, but I don't know. You'd have to grow a lot of rosemary to do that. Rosemary oil, $40 for a whole 1 bottle. It's not even like, look at this is crazy. Jojoba seed oil, grape seed oil, C13 to 15 alkane, Sclerotia seed oil, rice bran oil, Subaki seed oil. It's like a bunch of different stuff. Coffee seed oil. Damn, that's crazy. Like just plain rosemary oil. Uh, rosemary and microneedling, dermapen. High quality pen. Screenshot that. Save that. Gnarly, I haven't been inclined to use urine for anything. Well, it's good for your hair, so maybe you should be inclined. Honestly, it doesn't smell. Once you put it in and it dries, it doesn't really smell. How would you recommend a newcomer to start a diet? Should they start by reading the books or watching YouTube videos? Definitely reading the books, because Augenis would not take clients unless they read one of his books. So that was a requirement to be seen and consulted by Augenis, was to read his books, because there's a lot of background information in there that is explained. The consultation would take 5 times as long if you had to explain everything that's in the book. So reading the books is paramount. It's fundamental. You should read the books once a year, because your body will change. As your body changes, your needs on the diet will change. It's not a static diet. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to eat beef and butter twice a day, and I'm going to drink this much milk every day, and I'm going to have this combination of vegetable juice, and I'm only going to eat pineapple. No, it doesn't work like that. You got to change up all those things. The quantities, the timing, white meat versus red meat, it's all laid out in the books, like I said. But reading the books will give you a greater knowledge and understanding of the diet, instead of just asking random people. Not that, I'm not to brag, but I know what I'm talking about. But there's a lot of people on the internet I see people go to on the forums and such, and in chat rooms, and they're like, oh, hey, I'm having this problem, what should I do? And you get 5 different answers, and none of them are right. Or half of them are all right. And, you're just thinking like, oh, well, these people know what they're talking about, and you might listen to them, and then you don't have good results. And then you quit the diet because it doesn't work. So having a consultation is also very good, because, and I'm not even saying it has to be like for me or one of the other coaches, but like you can go to a traditional Chinese medicine person. You can go to an Ayurvedic practitioner. You can go to a holistic health practitioner, and they can assess you. You can go to an iridologist, and that doesn't know anything about the primal diet, and they can assess you, and they can tell you what they see is wrong with you. And they might tell you their things from their point of view, but you have what they told you is wrong with you, and then you can read the book and apply that. Or you can go to someone like me and say, hey, they're telling me this, what should I do with the diet? So, there's that whole concept too. Just because someone doesn't assess you like Augenis does, doesn't mean it's not valid. It can be totally valid, It's wild how the same Q&As mean listening year after year. I guess, if your body's changing, I'd say the books are, there's a lot of little things in the books, and they may not pop out at you the first time you read them, the 12th time you've read them, but as your body changes and you notice things, those new things you didn't see before, you'll see them in the books. That's why I recommend, even Augenis recommended to read the books once a year, so. It's a good stream tonight. 10:30. We might go another half hour. Yeah, so I actually just eat. I just eat nori. Just buy the sushi rolls, the sushi wraps, the nori, and eat that. I also started, which I need to make a video on, is Diet Dr. Kelp, which is just letting kelp steep in water. Mix it with honey and drink it. You can use that as a vegetable juice replacement. I really need to make a video on that. I'll do that. I gotta write that down. But yeah, that's how I get iodine. I use nori and yeah, nori tastes good. It's a nice little snack. It's crisp. It's light. Yeah. Just text me this. Text old stink. Yeah, seaweed tea. That's an Eat Raw Meat original. It's really good. It tastes just like tea. My opinion on consuming fruits and honey throughout the whole year. Or should it be seasonal? I eat grapefruit year round. I'm eating grapefruit. I live in Ohio. We do not have grapefruits in Ohio. We do not have pineapple in Ohio. I eat pineapple year round. Grapefruit, I don't really like to eat year round because they don't taste as good outside of the winter months. But right now, I'm grapefruit maxing. Every day I'm doing grapefruit. I'm really digging grapefruit with heavy cream and some honey. That's like my go-to fruit meal right now. Grapefruit's very alkalizing. It's also good for dissolving plastics and other things in the body. So I really recommend grapefruit. I don't really eat seasonally. I mean, for some fruits, yes, but for fruits I can't get, like citrus, I don't really worry about it. Coconuts, I don't really worry about it. But in general, I'm eating seasonally, like for the most part. So like berries, apples, stone fruit, tomatoes. I'm eating those seasonally. Cucumbers and vegetables for juicing, I am not eating seasonally. I'm eating those year round. Except for in the summer, I'll do more hydration formulas than juicing. It's what I have been doing because I work outside. So that's how I do that. But yeah, I think the fruit is fine to eat year round as long as you're eating it with fat and you have a purpose for it and you crave it. Just to eat it isn't good. Having honey year round is fine. Honey is fine year round too. Yeah. And if you're craving something sweet, you should go for honey instead of fruit. And if you're craving an alkalizing substance, it's always better to go with vegetable juice over fruit, but a good substitute for that is grapefruit. The best substitute for that is grapefruit. Do I know about gray hair? Yes. Allegedly, it comes from heavy metal poisoning, leaving the scalp into the hair follicles. Is there a way to stop it? Yeah, just eat lots of fat. Massage the scalp with fats. That's the best thing you can do. The primal guys like Jeff and Phoenix, they don't have gray hair. This guy Tom, he's got some gray hair, but he's very healthy. I met this guy Steve. His hair is like slightly gray, but it's not like full-on gray white. It's like a darker gray, you know. But he's old. I mean, these guys, they're like in their late 50s, early 60s. So, and they look really good and healthy, very active. So, Ben can tell you, he's met him. He met him this July at the conference, the Primal Diet Conference. It's every third week of July. The second annual conference will be announced officially, formally in January. We will have. I'm gonna lobby for flash sale tickets, early bird flash sale tickets. So like we're gonna give tickets away like really cheap, like 10 of them, and we're probably gonna do that in February or March maybe. But we're definitely going to try to launch ticket sales early this year, like in March, so people have more time to plan. Because we were a little late with it it was late April, May. I think it was May, first, second week of May. But we're going to have it a little more streamlined. There will be volunteer opportunities, of course, for reduced, admission. We will have more opportunities for people in the community and people who are interested in contributing to do more hands-on classes or give a class, a presentation, do a workshop, a how-to. You'll get credit for that, for things. So, yeah. It's going to be good. Why did I start the Primal Diet? I always joke. I thought it was going to kill me. And if it wasn't going to kill me, I would get healthier. So it was like, it's either going to kill me and solve all my problems, or I'm going to get healthier. Kind of a similar reason Augustus started it, because he ate, allegedly he ate the rabbits from the coyotes to die, because he rode his bike around the country to die. Because he had cancer, he had no hope. I mean, I'm not as dramatic as that. It's maybe a little more comical. Yeah, that's why I started, honestly. So I just was like, so what? My current mindset, low-key. Yeah, I mean, you accept that, and you realize it is what it is, and you go up. You go up from there. There's no reason to dwell. You ascend. I mean, if you want to. It's a lot of work. So, But you gotta be positive. It's like I said. When I go to bed, I say, I believe something amazing is going to happen tomorrow. And I just keep saying that. And then when I wake up, I say, I believe something amazing is going to happen today. And it's pretty good. You should try it out. I'm squeezing the grapefruit rind to get the juices. It smells so good. I like grapefruit. Why did you start the Primal Diet, Derek? What brings you to the Primal Diet? I think it's really cute how you call me Primal. You're like asking me questions. Like, what were you saying? Primal. What is your opinion on this? It's so endearing. My brother's 15 years old. He has acne. He's embarrassed to go out. Would you recommend giving him raw eggs at least a day to help with raw fat? He has never eaten anything raw. He can't really do anything unless he wants to. The best thing for acne, though, is to rub urine on your face and let it dry. And that will get rid of the acne over like a couple weeks. That's the best thing, honestly. But if he wants to change his diet, people don't start this diet. Some people do start this diet to help with skin issues, but this is not a diet to help with skin issues. Trust me. I've had a very serious rash break out just this past summer on all my years on the diet, and I have never had a rash like this before in many years, and it was terrible. Clay was the antidote. So yeah, that happened because it was a detox. I still get some acne here and there, and it's whatever. I don't let it bother me. But yeah, I know at that age you can be a little more self-conscious. So it is what it is. But, you got to be able to change, to want to change. if you don't want to do something, you're not going to do it. Save that one. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. Tell him to watch this with your. I hope he doesn't look at me like I'm crazy. I mean, he probably will. But you have to tell him it was an ancient Ayurvedic technique. Ayurvedic medicine technique. Tell him it's Ayurvedic. Tell him to look up Ayurvedic medicine. And that's what people do. They use it on their skin. Mix it with milk. Make sure the chicken isn't injected or has taken antibiotics. A lot of chickens are vaccinated or get antibiotics, so be careful. So yeah, I actually have a chicken coming to me from the herd share. Mr. Miller is sending me the chicken that he will be offering to you guys. We'll see how it comes shipped. We'll see how big it is. We'll do the taste test. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be my first non-soy chicken. I've never had a chicken that has never had soy, so it'll be interesting to taste how it tastes. Um, yeah, it'll be a good view for you guys who are maybe interested in getting the herd share. Show you what you get. I can't tolerate milk. Oh, that's right. Well, then don't. Yeah, don't worry about the milk then if it's a problem. Honestly, for me, when I drink blood, blood upsets my stomach, and I need the milk when I drink the blood. I honestly don't like drinking blood because it makes me feel a certain way. It makes me feel like hopped up, kind of. I don't really like the energy it brings. So I don't really like drinking blood. The last time I drank blood was at the conference where we did the lamb. Um, we cut the lamb's throat, we catch the blood in some milk, we pass it around, and I drank some of that, and I didn't really like it. The last time I drank blood was the year before that, and I didn't really like it. And that was those animals are the cleanest, some of the cleanest animals in the country. Regeneratively raised, no medications, no pollution, perfect quality meat. Amazing meat, honestly. We're gonna do a cow this year. We're gonna do a whole cow this year at the conference. We're gonna get everybody together because we will probably have like, I don't know, 60 people. I'd assume easy. So yeah, I mean to feed 60 people for 4 days, 5 days. Everybody eats a pound of meat. That's 300, 400 pounds of meat. So, you do the math, that's like a cow, pretty much. That's like a small cow. Plus, you get all the organs and glands. Pretty great deal. I mean, you know, everybody also gets the experience to slaughter a cow. That's pretty fun. So, yeah. 7 viewers, 5 likes. Okay, that's pretty good. How long have you been streaming? Almost 2 hours. Sorry, I've had some messages on the phone I've had to attend to. But chat's pretty quiet, so I don't think it's really that big of a deal. How do I remove the fur from the chickens? By hand, yeah. What I do is cut the feet off. So the feet come up to where the feathers start, right? And what I do is, no, I don't cut the feet off, I'm sorry. So the feet, so hang a chicken upside down so you got its feet, right? You tie up the feet onto a tree or something, a hook, whatever. And then on the inner thigh of the chicken, you want to run the knife down so you get under the skin, but you don't cut the muscle. Then you want to kind of cut around that up to the abdomen, and then cut around the skin where the feathers meet the feet, where the white meets the orange. And then you want to do the same thing on the other side and create it so it's loose. And then what's really easy is I just tear the skin. I tear the whole skin off with the feathers. So I don't even have to mess with putting it in a machine or pulling out the feathers. I just have the legs tied up nice and sturdy, nice and tight on something, and I rip off the skin just like that. And then I cut the neck, because that's where it will attach to. And then you need to cut the tail. The tail has specific feathers that grow out of the tail. They don't grow into the skin. So you'll need to cut off the tail, but then the rest of the skin, you just pull it off. And you rip off from the wings, and then you're good to go. Just pull it off. That's what I do. Pretty easy peasy, man. Pulling off the skin, yeah, for sure. You pull it off? I pull it off. Yeah, no, I answered that. Yeah, you pull it off. So you're skinning it technically, yeah, but you just pull it off the skin. Once you start cutting on the leg, you can pull the skin off, and it really just rips off. Easy peasy. That's the way to do it. Because you can't really even eat the skin. I mean, you can, but it just doesn't digest very well. I know some people that do, but I personally don't think it's worth the effort to defeather a bird and do all that. I just rip it off, because white meat's already good for the skin. So just rip it off, feed it to the dogs or the maggots or whatever. Freshly slaughtered bird, if you keep it right, will last, I don't know, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, easy in the fridge. So it's not going to spoil. You'll eat it before it spoils. A chicken's like 6-7 pounds probably. Yeah, that's a week's worth of food. That's funny. How would I organize these from least to most important? Um, hmm. Uh, Nutrition, sleep, and stress. Because the nutrition is the foundation. Because, I mean, let's face it, you could have a perfect circadian rhythm and be a vegan and you still deteriorate, right? Stress is a having the right nutrition and sleep will make stress more manageable. It's not impossible to get rid of stress all the time, everywhere. Life kind of sucks. Life is a struggle. It is what it is. So having the right nutrition and being able to sleep makes stress a lot more easy to deal with and even to ignore things so it doesn't stress you out. Good evening, Evan. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for your comment. I appreciate it. Thanks for liking the stream. Big ups to my dog, Evan. He's a great guy. He's a good kid. Appreciate everybody hanging out here tonight, coming by. Yeah, kind of a last minute stream. I'm probably not going to stream until Friday. I got some things to do. As you can see, my circadian rhythm is pretty good. I'm eating after dark now, but they fucked this shit up with the clocks. So, I mean, what can I do? I can't eat too early. It's all a big thing. But, I go to bed. I fall asleep on the couch most nights, honestly, because I'm tired. These glasses really help. And, and then I'm waking up 7 o'clock every morning, pretty much like clockwork. I get 7 hours of sleep. I feel pretty good in the morning. I got energy. So, no coffees, no nothing. No ginseng root. I used to do ginseng root. I don't need it anymore. Primal, what's your opinion on granate apple? What is it good for? Apples? Apples, well, all fruit are cleansers. Apples are particularly good for cleansing the adrenals according to Ogenus. There's sweet apples and there's tart apples. I think the tart apples are probably a little better to eat. Sweet ones do have a lot of sugar. Yeah. Thanks for answering so many questions. I'm going to sleep now. Good night. What is your opinion on sleeping on the floor instead of a bed? Yeah, sleeping on the floor is definitely better for your posture. I'm not going to sleep on the floor, though, because I don't like bugs. So what I'm going to do is get tatami mats for my box springs on my mattress stand and replace my mattress with the tatami mats on the box springs so I have a flat surface to lay on. If you like answering the questions, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. A little bit goes a long way. We do these live streams 2 to 3 times a week. If you're interested in getting more of your questions answered, I have a great school community open, $15 a month. The price is going up. I'm adding more content and more weekly Q&A times to accommodate more people's time zones. So we do Thursday night, and then we do Sunday morning this week. We might do Saturday mornings. I don't know yet, but a weekday evening and a weekend morning. So we can get people in both time zones, many time zones. So yeah, if you need more questions answered, I'm always there. Other people are there. It's a great supportive community. So consider joining if you're serious about leveling up your health. To celebrate out calcium and phosphorus and consider you're 100% right. You should also look at the link between copper and zinc. Copper helps with healing fibrosis and inflammation. Yeah, absolutely. That's why Ogenus recommends if you are eating lots of eggs to have leafy greens in your vegetable juice at least once a week. So, yeah. Um, yeah, I've read that liver used to be very high in copper, or it should be high in copper when it is pastured, 100% grass fed. But nowadays, a lot of liver is iron heavy because it's not pastured and grass fed. Um, yeah. So yeah, zinc and copper. It is another one. Like I said, yeah, the leafy greens are important in the vegetable juice. The parsley, the beet greens, the spinach, sometimes kale, that kind of stuff. It has its uses. Um, it might not always taste the best, but you can usually add enough stuff to vegetable juice to make it nice. Like the carrots and beets are good natural sweeteners, and you can add ginger, rhubarb. Those are good things to add. Lemon, if you can tolerate it. Adding the cream and the egg helps as well. With a little honey, you can actually make a pretty, and it does taste better fresh. I mean, after even 2 days, 3 days, it's not going to taste as good, but fresh is going to be the sweetest and best tasting for sure. So, yeah. You don't really have to worry too much about these mineral imbalances as long as you do the diet right. For instance, making sure you eat your dairy, making sure you do your vegetable juices with the parsley. That's the big one. The shellfish are good. The zinc and the copper. Yeah, shellfish is good for that. Let's see here. What other copper foods? We know oysters high in zinc, but what about copper? Let me see here. Foods with copper. Organ meats, liver, still. Oh, oysters have good copper. So, yeah, just eating the oysters. Spinach and kale also have copper. Yeah, like I said, avocados. Crab and lobster as well. Yeah, so I mean, it's just you just eat the right foods. It's pretty easy. You don't need to think about this stuff too much, but it really comes down to people who aren't doing the work and just getting random questions and things answered online, which tends to happen a lot. Does the Gerolstein mineral water have as much minerals as in vegetable juices? Then probably not. Maybe some of them, but not in an amount that is going to help you. You know what I mean? The minerals in the vegetable juices have nutrients bound with them. So the minerals in the Gerolsteiner, they're just minerals. If you mix it with an egg and some cream and some honey, that's a little better, But yeah, just on its own, it's not like a replacement. But it does do in a pinch, Like you could add that into a sport formula, and that's pretty nice, like half a cup. But it's still not that much. I think it has a good amount of calcium, but I don't know. Do I have a Gerolsteiner butter in here? No, I don't. I haven't had a Gerolsteiner in, golly, probably a month. Like, when the weather turns cold, my water consumption goes off a cliff. I haven't even had any water in 2 days. I haven't drank a drop of water. So, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. 2 days, no water, not even a sip. I think I had some, maybe Saturday. No, wait a minute. No, I drank a little bit of water. I had a sip of water yesterday, a very small sip, but that was it. It was one sip. So I've had maybe 2, 3 sips in the past 3 or 4 days. Because I was working, I was sanding a bunch. I was sanding and painting a room. and yeah, it took it out of me. Because it took me 12 hours. I was working 12 hours. So, but I drank vegetable juice all day. I just had vegetable juice with the egg and the cream. I drink it in the morning for the calcium and the magnesium. I switched to milk in the afternoon, then my kefir at night. Yeah, nice. That works. It's a yummy beverage. I'd recommend making a soda out of it, though, honestly. I mean, the plain water is nice, but make like an egg cream soda. So just like honey, egg is really good with, and you can add a little lemon, lime, little orange juice. Like you can get real creative with your soda skills. Um, it's tasty, you know. It's a good soda replacement, especially if you miss um, soda. Yeah. Yeah, just the one thing is the lemon. Don't get carried away with the lemon. You do too much lemon, that's not good. So it can be tasty to do with lemonade. If you put enough cream and lemon in with the lemonade, it's not too bad. But it's nice. It's nice to do. Um, but yeah, I should watch my teeth. I probably eat a little too much fruit. I mean, I eat a grapefruit every day with a bunch of cream. It's not too bad. Apparently, there's northern lights tonight. A cannibal CME. Wow. I'm gonna go outside for a sec. I'll be right back. Yeah, I don't see nothing. Probably too much wash in the yeah, I guess maybe it's over now. Oh yeah, that's too bad. Got my hands on some raw and salted goat cheese. How do you recommend consuming it? If you want it with minerals, do a little bit of honey. So 2 tablespoons of cheese, 1 teaspoon of honey. Eat that. That's good. You can also use it for cheese trains. I prefer to let the cheese dry out until it's hard as a rock, and I use that because it's more effective. The drier it is, the more effective it is in pulling metals, in quelling nausea. I have absolutely no fruit cravings. Yeah, in the winter, generally my fruit cravings stop, but I'm really craving grapefruit right now. My body is telling me to eat grapefruit. Grapefruit has the added benefit of being very alkalizing. So that's a good thing. It also helps dissolve plastics in the body. It was in the chemtrail formula, I believe, Agenus gave to help fight chemtrails. So, yeah. I'd recommend. It's grapefruits are in season now too, so that makes them real tasty. Even though they're not like local or whatever, they're still real good. Yeah, no clouds here, but still no aurora. Too much, city lights. Too much city lights. Oh well. Let's see what's going on with chat. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, chat. 7 viewers. You hear that keyboard? Typing away on that keyboard? It's pretty impressive, huh? Pretty loud. Andrew always likes it. He's in here. I type with authority. How you do anything is how you do everything, so you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had some good conversation tonight about scalp treatments and hair, EMF, and how to slaughter chickens. Yeah, good stuff. What'd you eat today, Xander? Nothing raw, that's for sure. Oh, damn, I'm kind of disappointed. I kind of assumed you were on the diet. No, you ordered the books and you're thinking about it. That's right. Well, you'll get there. It's all right. Just keep away from, the bad stuff. Be aight. You don't eat your pineapple and your grapefruit. The first book was sad, yeah, he did. I'd start with keto, then cooked carnivore, then primal. That's how I ended up here. Nice. Aged and salted. Not but it's aged, it's salted. You have some raw aged goat cheese, but it's salted. Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, it's still good minerals. I mean, for the most part. Oh boy, what a day. Raw, but not the green juices. Frozen meats, mostly beef, raw dairy, raw eggs. That's not too bad, but you'd feel a lot better if you did the juices. Go watch my video about calcium and phosphorus ratio, and that will probably inspire you to do the vegetable juices because they are important. I explain the reason why. So, because a lot of people experience tooth demineralization. That's why the vegetable juices are important. And the dairy. Yeah, I mean, you're doing the dairy, but it's just really not enough if you're eating lots of meat, honestly. So, just a heads up. Well, call them. Call Sherry and Walter. Man up, Xander. You can do it. I believe in you. It's half the battle. You found a farm. Now you just got to get there. You'll do it. I believe in you. I have faith. I have faith. You'll do what's right. Is it affordable to get those vegetables in organic store quality? How often do you need juiced? I'd say the minimum would be like 4 days a week, 3, 4 days a week. And yeah, it's not too expensive. Um, you know, you can get an organic stalk of celery for $2, $4. You can get a thing of beets pretty cheap with the greens. Even without the greens, it's okay. Um, what else? I mean, kale's pretty cheap. Little kale, parsley is like $1.50 a bunch, $2 a bunch. And yeah, what's up, llama boy? Yeah, I'd say the juices are pretty affordable, not too hard to get. Thanks for liking, everybody liking the stream and hanging out, comments. Probably stay on for another 5 minutes. I guess I've been gone for 3 hours now. Yeah, that's just a herd share, pretty much. Another word for herd share. Yeah, and you have to buy in. Um, Hopefully, you don't have to like pay a lot of money because sometimes there's like separate fees for boarding, and there's separate fees for like um, maintenance fees. It's annoying sometimes, but I mean it'll be worth it, you know. Especially if it's like the only thing you can get. You know, you could just live off of raw milk, to be honest, and eggs and meat. You know, I mean, you'd have to do a lot of dairy though to counteract the meat, like I said in my video, but you could do it. You can do it. How are you doing, llama boy? Hmm. It says my stream is too powerful. That there's too much bit rate or something. I don't know. It's stupid. Anyway, I'm going to take off. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be on Friday night, so Friday night stream. Good night.